It is rocky tonight here in Moraga. Welcome to Thursday Night Showcase presented by T. Rowe Price from McKeon Pavilion. The 23rd ranked Gonzaga Bulldogs have come on the road to take on the Gales of St. Mary's. Well, a capacity crowd has gathered, and welcome inside McKeon Pavilion. Dave Fleming along with Sean Farnham. Happy to have you with us for a great matchup here between the top two teams in the West Coast Conference. Teams that have developed such a great rivalry over the last few years. Sean, I think now you might call this the best basketball rivalry on the West Coast.
Well, first, to have a rivalry, you've got to be competitive, and both these teams were ultra competitive a year ago, meaning 3 times, 2 of those games. One of them went into overtime, the other one last possession. But I think Robert Sacre says it best. In the spokesman review earlier today in the newspaper, he said, they hate us and we hate them. Very simply stated. So
that breeds quite a rivalry between these two. And as we focus on the one-on-one storylines, what could determine this game? Maybe tonight you more appropriately would call it a 2-on-2.
Well, I think it's the battle in the backcourt. You've got 2 freshmen that have been absolutely sensational for Mark Few, especially in conference play. You see the numbers, the field goal percentage of 56%. For St. Mary's, really it's the emergence of Stephen Holt. Because he's shooting the ball much better, it's opened up offensive opportunities for Matthew Dellavedova. This battle in the backcourt may decide what should be a very physical game underneath.
So those are the key players in the backcourt. We'll be focusing on them, but the starting lineups also include some very talented front court players for Gonzaga. The senior leader, Robert Sacre, Elias Harris, one of the great talents in the West Coast Conference. On the other side of things for St. Mary's, the Gales playing real well, 15-2 coming into this game. Their backcourt excellent. Rob Jones may well be the favorite right now to be the player of the year in the West Coast Conference. Jones having a huge year for St. Mary's. The series history between these two, well, historically dominated by Gonzaga. They've been the power in the West Coast Conference, but lately St. Mary's has been much more than just competitive, Sean. They've split the last 4 meetings, and you referenced those games last year. 3 classics between the Zags and the Gales.
Well, and this year for St. Mary's, to protect their home court, ultra imperative, as this conference and this league has gotten so much better because the arrivals of BYU.
Randy Bennett in the huddle with his Gales, the head coach of St. Mary's in his 11th year, and he has built this program into a real rival of Gonzaga in the WCC. Some final words for his homestanding St. Mary's team. And, of course, on the other side of things, for Gonzaga, 13 years at the helm of the Bulldogs, and very few in college basketball have done a better job than Mark Few. What a career he's had, and really, he could be at Gonzaga for a long, long time. Who knows how many games he'll win.
The picture of consistency within this program, and it starts with your head coach. And Mark Few has been a stabilizing force. It makes it easy to recruit there. It makes it easy for them to find success. And no surprise, with both of these programs, really, the head coaches have changed and brought their programs up to even a higher level.
I'm sure you can tell, just rocking inside historic McKeon Pavilion. The opening tip, and St. Mary's controls. The Gales have the first possession of the game. Matthew Dellavedova, outstanding point guard, puts up the first shot and scores.
No surprise that Bell would be on him right away. Look to see Matthew Dellavedova running off a lot of on-ball screens. As if this is your first time seeing the Gales, you'll see a lot of perimeter on-ball screens.
Now Gonzaga running a lob play, and Elias Harris finishes.
They worked on that play for a good 15 minutes at shoot-around. There was no question the first play was going to be up over the top to Elias.
Some pretty offense in the early going. We shouldn't be surprised by that. 2 very skilled teams. Now Jordan Page, who sometimes acts as a second point guard to Dellavedova, with the ball, finds Dellavedova. His 3, no good.
And really, Jordan Page being out on the floor for the Gales. Clint Steindl turned his ankle against Missouri State, and ever since then, their offense has been much better and much more efficient with Jordan Page out on the court.
The freshman Kevin Pangos handles for Gonzaga, having one of the best freshman years in all of college basketball. He has been a star right away. Robert Sacre missed the shot from the lane. And here come the Gales. Brad Waldo down the court, got fouled.
Robert Sacre, a little taste of what he does so well, used against him that time as Waldo Made the defensive transition into an offensive run out. Sacre a little bit slow in getting back defensively and draws his first personal foul.
Sacre with that foul. Waldo makes the first of 2 free throws. Brad Waldo started now 10 games in a row. Freshman without big expectations, but he's already a nice contributor for Randy Bennett.
Had a breakout in Las Vegas where he averaged over 14.5 points per game against Baylor and Missouri State.
Dellavedova after the offensive rebound. And the Gales out to the 6-2 lead. Pangos, straight perimeter shooter. He answers for the Zags.
And that's why the battle of the backcourt so important. Pangos, who we saw in the tip-off marathon with 9 3-pointers against Washington State. He has been everything as good as advertised when he came in as an outstanding recruit.
Jordan Page against the tough defensive Sacre, but Gonzaga loses the ball out of bounds. So a break for St. Mary's. They'll keep the ball and with a new shot clock. Dellavedova plays more minutes than anybody in the West Coast Conference. He'll be on the floor basically the entire game. From the corner, another 3. Rob Jones, another offensive rebound. And they left Dellavedova open.
Matthew Dellavedova has been firing on all cylinders in the early stages of this game. Every time the ball's touched his hands, he has thrown it up.
Very aggressive start for the junior point guard. Mike Hart, not a big scorer, gives it back to Kevin Pangos, the freshman.
And he knows they're doing a great job helping off of Mike Hart, trying to clog up the paint.
There's another freshman. Jordan Page, though, blocks the shot of Jerry Bell Jr., who's been playing real well for the Zags.
Good job on the dribble drive. Bell so strong, so physical as a freshman. Page with just a good defensive effort.
Bell gets the ball inbounds to Hart in the corner. Under 10 to shoot. The shot clock did not reset, so the Zags have to realize that. Pangos does. His 3 off the mark. But Hart tracks it down and saves it into Pangos.
Those are the little things of why Mike Hart, not necessarily the biggest offensive threat, why he's out on the floor. His positioning, his hustle, his effort.
Elias Harris, real quick first step there against Rob Jones, and he drew the foul.
Well, Mike Hart, you look at the numbers offensively, 2.4 points per game for him, but talking with Mark Few, he said 100% of the time he is in the right spot defensively off the ball. He makes all the little plays that we need, whether it's drawing a charge, getting an offensive rebound, securing the possession for his team. That's why he started every game so far this season for the Bulldogs.
Gonzaga ball. Hart with the dribble, floated up a bad pass, and Sacre couldn't handle it. St. Mary's ball after the Gonzaga turnover, and here is Dellavedova with Bell right on top of him. One of those high ball screens. Stephen Holt had it poked away momentarily. Holt's been playing so well for St. Mary's. Another screen, this time for Page. Passes underneath, and the extra pass finds Holt open, and his 3 is too strong.
A rare miss in the last couple of games, shooting 70% from behind the arc over the last 4 contests for Stephen Holt.
St. Mary's has had a lot of good looks in these first 4 minutes. Harris, before he got the pass off, traveled.
Well, a big substitute coming in right now for Gonzaga. Sam Dower comes off the bench, replacing Robert Sacre, and his numbers so far in WCC play, 71% shooting from the floor. Last year in the 2 regular season matchups against St. Mary's, 13 of 15 shooting, 18 points per game. He is instant offense off the bench for the Bulldogs.
So Dower in, Sacre out. Rob Jones matched up with Harris on this end of the floor. A double team help came. Page had his shot rejected. Pangos into the front court. Harris got Jones off the ground with the shot fake, but missed the 2. Quick tempo early, and another bucket for Matthew Dellavedova.
Off balance, that one-leg floater.
One of the top point guards in the country, Dellavedova, with an excellent start here. Bell misses the two himself. Rebound, Rob Jones.
Rob Jones doing an excellent job on the boards early in this contest. A couple offensive rebounds to go with a pair of defensive ones.
Ken Walker underneath the basket, pinned by Dower, nowhere to go with the ball, and got lucky to get it to Dellavedova. Holt penetration, Stephen Holt, and an offensive foul. So they wave off the basket. Hart draws the charge, and he can't believe it.
Well, he said it was going to be a battle of the backcourts. Pangos has got on the ball, on the board with a three, but Matthew Dellavedova off to a hot start for St. Mary's. Able to extend it from the outside and then beat you off the dribble. The one-legged unorthodox shot. We've got ourselves a good one here in Moraga.
But tonight we're here in Northern California, just across the Bay Bridge from beautiful San Francisco, in Moraga, where St. Mary's has an early 8-5 lead against the 23rd ranked Gonzaga Bulldogs. 14:44 to go. First half, it is just packed to the Raptors here at McKeon. Randy Bennett trying to understand the call that sent us to that last timeout that wiped out a St. Mary's bucket, has kept it a three-point game. For the freshman Kevin Pangos from Ontario, Canada, having a huge impact with the Zags. Here's Elias Harris, and the defense just parted, and he goes right to the basket.
You mentioned it the first time, though, that Elias got his hands on the ball. Much more aggressive. His first step, much quicker than it was a year ago, in large part because he didn't have to travel over the length of the summer with his German national team. Instead, he stayed in Spokane. He worked on his athleticism. He worked every day trying to get better shape for this season, and it's proven so far. His stats are back to where they were when he was a freshman.
Here's Dellavedova, shot clock under 10. Really almost triple teamed. Holt, another aggressive move, but he missed the reverse layup.
And Holt's got to finish those.
Marquise Carter, Sean, in off the bench, coast to coast.
And the difference is, in a game like this, you can't miss a layup underneath and then allow the run out with Marquise Carter going at the other end, finishing. You've got to finish all your looks underneath the hoop in a game that's as important as this in conference play.
That's a good point. If the basket goes in for St. Mary's, Gonzaga doesn't get that bucket. Tip up by Holt. This time it does go. What an athletic play by the sophomore Holt, who has the defensive assignment of Kevin Pangos. Here's a whistle and a foul against St. Mary's away from the ball.
See, after missing the layup, try to make up for it, make a hustle play. Stephen Holt able to come on in. Nobody put a body on him. Out from up the top of the key, running all the way in to get his hands on that one.
6'4", but plays with a lot of explosive athletic ability. He showed it off there. 1 point lead for St. Mary's, but Gonzaga ball is still early here. First half action. The top two teams in the West Coast Conference, two of the very best teams on the West Coast, period. Harris active early, finds an open. Pangos hits the three.
You have to be there on the catch. Kevin Pangos, if you give him room, he's going to make you pay for it.
Here's Dellavedova, who does have a little bit of a post-up game for a point guard. He wants it back, and he'll draw a foul. Gary Bell fouls him, fighting for position.
And defensively, having awareness. Dellavedova collapses on the quick step by Elias Harris after he got by Rob Jones, and that leaves Kevin Pangos wide open from the outside as he's able to drain it.
Pangos averaging 14 points, 3.5 assists. He's run the show. He's done everything you could ask for Mark Few's team. First-year player, has a very bright future.
He's got a tough defensive assignment on the first switch. He was on Rob Jones. Now he's on Kenton Walker underneath.
And that's a mismatch in Walker's favor. He takes advantage of it.
Yeah, you've got to recognize that, and Stephen Holt did an excellent job. Nonverbal communication. Kenton Walker having his hands up, ready to catch the ball and just finish.
Jones helped out on Pangos. Gives it up to Marquise Carter on the perimeter.